Okay, just want to make an important note here about the sphere. I'm going to show some the directions, but like, well, first of all, yeah, show the directions first. I wanted to make one important point because you hear me say in the video, but I think less than 3 minutes in, the wind is right in my face. Yes, because and at that point I was actually facing this way. Your compass. Okay, so yeah, 90 degrees. That's the direction it appears every morning. Exactly 90 degrees, and then every single time it ascends. It starts ascending, and it goes over my head every time. Sometimes it'll disappear up over my head, or sometimes it'll keep going. But it always goes the same. It might vary a little bit to the left or right, its direction of travel, but it always goes the exact same direction every time, and I see it almost every day. A weather balloon would not go the same direction almost every time I saw it, and I wouldn't see it that frequently if it were. Okay, it goes the direction the wind takes it. Now the wind this morning was blowing actually blowing this way. This morning it was blowing about 300 degrees to the northwest, about 300 degrees. The wind was going this direction. And actually there were gusts behind me too, because I know when I turned around I felt the wind in my face too, actually. So that thing was going across, maybe both. It was going across the crosswind that was going blowing to the northwest. And then there was also gusts of wind behind me, because when the thing went over my head and I started turning around, did I just see something? When I started turning around, yeah, the wind was in, I turned around, the wind was in my face, and the thing kept going against the wind and across the wind going northwest. It went that direction. That's why you hear me say in the video, oh, the wind's in my face now. Yeah, because I was zoomed in on it and you couldn't see that I had actually turned around. Well, I think you could see it on the video, because when I zoomed out, you see the trees, and you also see the trees, and you see everything that's currently behind me when I said that. So yeah, you should be able to clearly see that on the video. Yeah, the wind, yeah, the thing definitely went into the wind, but it appears exactly 90 degrees. The wind was coming from this direction, and then the object traveled that direction. It went approximately 240 degrees. Is that what I wrote down? Let me check. Approximately, it traveled approximately 240 degrees. Let me. Where did I write that down? Here it is. Yeah, approximately 240 degrees. That's what I wrote. Yeah, that's right. Let me go back to my compass again. Yep. Yeah, it was going in that direction. So it definitely went across, and maybe even a little bit into the wind, because the wind was blowing from this direction, that direction, north to south. So it definitely went across the wind, and then that way. And the wind's still kind of blowing that same direction now. Actually, it's still, yeah. See, the wind is still currently blowing from, that would be the southeast to the northwest. And now the wind's behind me. And that thing went from due east exactly 90 degrees. Yeah, it started at 90 degrees due east that way, and it goes over my head, and it continued traveling west across this wind. And then there was wind in my face too. It continued going, about approximately 240 degrees due southwest. From due east to southwest. Now it went a little bit southeast this morning, and I lost it on a visual of it, because when I took the camera off it at that moment, it was still, the object was still at a pretty low altitude. and I could look over the lens like that, and I could still see it with my naked eye. So that's why when I turned around and I walked back out here, I was fully expecting, oh, hey, hon, I thought you were going to walk up behind me. I'm sorry. I was still fully expecting to see it on the monitor when I started looking, when I started aiming the camera back up there again, when I lost it. And I lost it to the west, to the southwest. And the wind was going that way. Yeah, the wind was definitely going that way. It was definitely blowing that way. So it went like across the wind. If that had been a balloon, it would have went that way. It either would have went that way or it would have went straight up. And it wouldn't have even come, the wind would have pushed it out of this area. It would not have been, if that had been a balloon, it would not have been able to go this direction. The laws of physics would have prevented that. So yeah, it couldn't possibly be a balloon. I think maybe we'll try, what time is it? I think maybe I'll try to get that map done. I think that maybe I will print out that map. If I have time, we might go to that map shop and I might get that printed out. I just want to make sure, but I know, that there's nothing in that direction. And anyway, I've already covered it. Yeah, I've confirmed, pretty unequivocally that it's not any kind of balloon. Can't possibly be. And also when you zoom in on it, you see all those little particles. Almost looks like dust particles that come off of them and off of them. It does that with all these spheres. Yes, not a man-made object. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, definitely not a man-made object.